North Georgia at the foot of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Pretty chilly this morning, but it'll be all right. It's supposed to warm up some today. They're hollering for snow coming in here this weekend. I don't know about all that. But here on this channel, we talk about the 11 years and counting of me being retired and the things that's went on and happened during it. Hopefully you'll learn something maybe or get a life or two out of it. You know, we'll talk about stories, life stories, and stuff like that. Today I wanted to sort of talk about an old truck I got. After I lost my job, I had a company car. I had to turn it in, so I was back a walking. So I come up with enough money to buy me an old truck. I didn't want to have no payment, so I found one in Calhoun, Georgia, and got my brother to go with me. Went down and looked at it, and it was a Nissan Titan, a 2007 model. And the boy was, I think he was asking $3,800 for it. And I thought that was pretty cheap for that model, but when I got down there, it was pretty rough. Back was full of trash, and the insides was dirty, and all kinds of stuff thrown on the floor, and had a ding on about every corner. But we drove it, and the old truck drove, you know, excellent. You couldn't ask for it. I mean, you hit the gas and it took off. It didn't sputter. We looked at it. I didn't see any oil leaks or anything like that. So I messed around there, and I ended up offering him $3,000 for it. And him and his wife was wanting to get out of town for some reason. I don't know. As a young couple, I didn't want to even get into none of that. But he said, well, he didn't want to take that much for it. And I said, well, you know, about $3,200 would be about the best I could do. And so he said, well, all right, well, I'll take it. But he said, we're going to have to go down to the title pond and, you know, to get your title. Well, I thought then, well, this is going to be a mess. So anyway, I told him we'd follow him down there. So we went down to it, and I asked the guy in the title pond, I said, now I'm buying this truck from this boy, and I said, I want to be able to get a clear title on it. So anyway, he helped me to do the paperwork on it and assured me that, you know, I could get the title. So I made the deal and brought the old truck home, and doggone, it took me over a week to clean that thing up. I had to take all the seats out of it, and you know, it was an extended cab, and I had to take the front and the back out, seats out of it, took all the carpet out, pressure washed all that stuff, and let it dry, and put it back up. I got it back together, got the oil changed in it, and I had to buy 2 tires for it. I ended up with about $3,500 in the old truck, and but I drove that thing for about 8 years. I sold it 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. Time flies when you're having a good time, I guess. But anyway, I sold it $3,000 more than I paid for it. So that was, you know, that was a pretty good little old deal. But the old truck done good. I put quite a few miles on it. I drove it to Alabama, you know, 4 or 5 times, and, you know, drove it. I wasn't afraid to get in and drive it anywhere. Good old truck. But, you know, I sold it because it got to where I wasn't doing, you know, getting up and going somewhere every day, and it sat out there more than it did anything else because I'd, you know, been sticking close to home. Me and my wife was sort of doing our thing during the day, and so that's the reason I sold it. You know, I didn't have to sell it, but I sold it, and you know, hadn't needed it so far. One vehicle's been enough for us. So, but anyway, that's the truck deal. And I told you in that last video, I think, that I'd tell you a little old story about back in when I was young. The first public job I ever had, I got fired from it. It's a pretty good little story. My uncle, I wanted to get me a summer job where I could, make some money. I was wanting to buy me a car, and when I turned 16, the only way I could get a car when I turned 16 was if I bought it. My mom and daddy, they done good to keep clothes on us and feed us and keep us a place to live. So I wasn't about to, start getting on to them about getting me a car. So I wanted to get a job and, buy it myself. So my uncle run a company downtown. It's a chenille factory where a lot of people, especially young people, probably don't know what chenille is, but it's a cotton fabric that they used. Made chenille bread spreads and a lot of stuff. They made house coats, but the place where I went to work, they made house coats and bathrobes and stuff like that. And but my uncle gave me a job, and I filled out all the paperwork and turned it in, but I don't know, they throwed it in the drawer or whatever. But anyway, I went to work, and the first job they put me on was on a assembly, or not assembly line, but a line where they sewed and serged all the house coats and stuff like that together. And there must have been 10, 15 women, that run these serging machines. And they worked, they come in every day and they had a quota that they had to meet. And then after they met that quota, then they got piecework. They paid them about so much a piece. So I went in there, and man, I'm telling you, these women was something else. They'd get on to me, they'd start getting low, get down to 2 or 3, robes to put together, and they'd start hollering at me, wanting to work, and stuff like that. So, and then I got to getting on to me about I was giving good work to one and not good work to the other one. Those things, some of them sewed together easy, and some of them didn't. So they got on to me for that. And it is something else, being that young, 14 years old, and all these women jumping on to you at one time. It's pretty rough. But anyway, they moved. I worked between that and then over on the cutting table. And so when I worked on the cutting table, I really liked it because you put a big roll of that chenille on, and you'd run it down this big long table, and you'd put a piece of metal there, and then you'd run it back to the other end, and you just kept doing that till you got it stacked up about, 10, 12 inches, something like that. And then these guys would come lay us paper on top of it and dust it with chalk. And then they'd cut it out. They'd cut the patterns out. Well, I was doing real good, enjoying this job. Well, all of a sudden one day my uncle come out and said, "Doug," he said, "I need to see you in the office." And I said, "Well, all right." So I went in there, and he said, "I've got to fire you." And I said, "Fire me? Why? What have I done?" He said, "Well, you ain't done nothing," but he said, you can't work in a place like this when you're 14 years old. And I said, "You can't?" And I said, "Well, I filled all my paperwork out." He said, "I know." He said, "It slipped through the cracks," but he said, we got audited and they seen that, and he said, "It got me, about to get me in trouble." But anyway, he had to let me go, and so that was my first public job I ever had. I got fired on it, and then you might as well say I got fired on my last public job, but got let go because of cuts. But anyway, that's that little story. It's pretty funny, but I did find some other stuff to do, and so it wasn't a big deal, But anyway, that's that story. So, but if y'all got any comments or anything you want to talk about, or If you want to jump on me about something or whatever, just put it in the comments. Try to talk about things that we can do to help us in our retirement. And but anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, and I'll have you another story here in a day or so if you want to listen to it. But God loves you, and I love you. I'll see you on the next video. If y'all don't care, hit that old thumbs up button and that subscribe button. And I ain't looking for, I probably won't ever do much with this, but I've been enjoying doing it. Give me something to do. So as long as somebody watches it, I'll keep aggravating you. So, but y'all have a good day. God bless you. See you later.